welcome to class today. My name is Bryony and I'm going to guide you through this Hatha flow today. So we're going to start in Tadasana. So bring your feet underneath your hips and just make sure that your toes are facing forward. Give them a nice spread all the way out. Just bring your hands together into prayer and just close down the eyes. With the eyes closed, just focus your attention into your feet, bringing all the awareness out of your head and down into your toes. Feel the big toe spread into the ground, and then press your little toe spread and into the ground. Push the inside of your heel into the ground and then the outside heel into the ground. So you can really feel the four corners of your feet stamping into the ground. Just center your weight over your heel bone and then really firm the heel bone down and towards your mat. And just take a moment to arrive into the feet. Using your internal eyes, so your internal awareness, start to draw your attention up through the front of your shins, and then up to your kneecaps, and then lift your kneecaps up towards your belly. Lift your belly up and in towards your spine, but then drop your tailbone down towards your heels and in towards the ground. Lift up through the spine. Carry on this internal awareness up through the sides of the waist, up through the back of the neck, up through the crown of the head, and then just soften the shoulders, soften the ribs, and just meet your breath. So just find your breath, the natural rhythm of the breath as it rises and as it falls. And just watch that breath as it rises and as it falls. Make sure the lips are closed and that you're breathing in and out through the nose. So the breath goes in through the nose and out through the nose. The Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the traditional or old yogic texts, it teaches us that yoga is equanimity. Yoga is to find balance. So finding our balance here as we stand on our feet and as we meet our breath, as we find stillness within ourselves. We're going to start our practice with the sound of Om, which is the sound of all things, the vibration of the universe. So we'll take a breath in. And then bring your hands up overhead, look towards your prayer, bring your palms up. And then just take a moment, what we call Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is devotional yoga. So just take a moment to devote your practice to someone you love, to teachers, your friend. And imagine from your heart, shining out towards them. Drop your chin slightly in, then grab your right arm, lift up, and then exhale, just bend over towards the right, towards the left, sorry. Make sure that your ribs are still facing forward and that you've not curled in, that you're not looking towards the ground. You want your heart to still face the front. So just press the heart forward, extend through the arms, and then keep standing into that supporting leg. So the opposite leg that you're bending away from, keep standing into it. Good, come all the way up. Grab the opposite arm, inhale, lift out of your belly, and then come to the other side. Soften the shoulders. Try not to let the shoulders go up to the ears or to the body for it to twist down. Keep the body going forward and elongate through the sides of the waist, just getting into that side body. One more breath. Good, come all the way up. Bring the hands up, exhale, bend the hips, forward fold, bend the legs, drop the head down. Just let that head be really nice and heavy. Just place the hands behind the nape of the neck and just press the palms gently onto the nape of the neck. Then let your elbows lengthen down. If it's available, start to stretch in the backs of the legs. If that compromises your lower back, by your lower back really rounding, there's a lot of tension in your lower back, then just keep your legs bent. Keeping your legs bent is a really nice option and it actually helps your body to open further if there is tension in the backs of the legs or into the low back. So if that's occurring for you, then just bend the legs. And then feel the back of the triceps or the back of the arm growing down or moving down towards the earth. One more breath here. Bring the hands down. Now really bend into your legs and then lift your toes up so that your weight's not in your toes, your weight's now in your heels. Find a flat back here, pull your belly button in. Make sure your knees aren't dropping in, they want to go over your second toe. And then extend your arms forward. We're coming into what we call Utkatasana or chair pose. Lift the belly in, so try not to stick your bum out. Pull your bum in towards yourself. Extend your fingertips in line with your shoulders. If this is too much on your shoulders, then just make it wider. This is a really nice option. It doesn't have to be here, it can be here. So just take the option that works for you and then elongate through the spine. Try not to crank the head up and try not to look down towards your toes. Find a really nice balance between the crown of the head, the tailbone. 2 more breaths, breathing in, breathing out. Maybe feeling a bit of heat in the thighs. Yeah, good, we want that. 1 more breath. Exhale, fold, keep the legs bent, or maybe start to stretch them. Bring your hands onto your shins, lengthen into a flat back. Again, if it's available to stretch your legs, stretch them. Otherwise, just keep them soft. Place the hands down, set the right foot all the way to the front of the mat, set the left leg all the way to the back of the mat, and then drop the knees down. Untuck your back knee. Bring your hands onto the top of your thigh, not onto your knee, but onto your top of your thigh. Pull the belly button in. Press into that thigh, and then lift the chest up. But make sure the belly button comes up with you. At the same time as the belly button is lifting, you want to feel the tailbone going down. So you're just starting to get into that front hip flexor to open up that front thigh. We'll just take a few more breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling, just feeling what's going on, and just creating a little bit of balance in the body. 1 more breath. Good. Place both hands down around your front foot. You're going to step your right leg back and meet what we call modified plank. So from a tabletop position, just swing the hips slightly forward, pull the belly button in, lengthen through the spine. You don't want to stick the butt out, so we don't want to do that duck butt. I call it a duck butt. Pull the hip bones up, lengthen the tailbone down. Look to the front of the mat. So again, don't look down towards your belly, and don't look all the way up towards the sky. Find that nice balance through the spine. Take 1 more breath. Shift the weight as far forward as you can. Hug the elbows in as if they're brushing the sides of your body. Look to the front of your mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, stretch your toes, keep your toes on the ground, hug the elbows in, come forward into what we call Bhujangasana, or Cobra pose. Now notice if the tension's gone into your shoulders, pull the shoulders away from your ears, hug the belly in, hug the elbows in. 1 more breath. Good, exhale, lower it all the way down. Push up into a tabletop position. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, press them up and back, keep the legs bent. As if you were trying to put your chest onto your thighs. Really push your palms, especially your thumb pad, that like fleshy bit of the thumb pad, really push it in towards the ground. And feel this extension through the spine. We want to have a flat back here. So if you're rounding into your back, really bend through the legs, or maybe even step the legs wider. If the back's already nice and straight, then go ahead and stretch the legs. Again, the legs don't have to stretch. So maybe bending the legs feels much nicer in your body, then take that option. We'll take about 2 more breaths here, so just breathe in, send that breath into the body. Send the breath through the body. Really equal breath. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Look to the front of the mat. Now your left leg's going to step to the front. So you might want to use your hand to help you get to the front of the mat. Untuck your right toes. Lift the hands up. Our hip bones want to face the front, so make sure your hips are facing the front. Bring the hands onto the thigh, but not onto the knee. Press into the thigh, lift the chest up. Maybe it's available for you to stretch the arms a little bit more, but we don't want the ribs to expose. We want them to be nicely hugging in. So we're getting this beautiful opening, this lengthening through the front hip flexor, but at the same time we're still pulling and controlling. So it's a balance of strength and flexibility. 1 more breath here. Place hands down around that front foot. Go ahead and tuck the back foot under. Look to the front. You're going to step that back foot to the front of the mat. Good, all the way to the front. Inhale, halfway lift, or maybe bend the legs here. Exhale, fold. Again, the legs can be bent or they can be stretched. Bend the legs fully. Flat back, hands come out to the side. Stand all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to your heart. Just find your breath here. Breath moves in. And breath moves out. Just stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so you can see me. Find a point of focus on the wall in front of you. Then shift on to the left leg. Find your focus. So we know where our feet are. Don't look at your feet, but just pull the leg up towards your chest. Then grab your shin and pull the shin in towards your belly. Lift up through your spine. Imagine you had knitting needles and they were pushing into your hips. So your hips are really square. And then just find that breath. Use the breath to help you balance. The breath is so important, because what happens when we don't breathe? We go, And then everything gets really tight, and then eventually, we would die. So keep the breath flowing in and out. And notice when you breathe, everything becomes a little bit softer. And take about one more breath on this side. Good, place it down. Same thing other side, that foot goes down. 4 corners of that foot press down. Pull the knee in towards your chest, lift it up. Now make sure this foot's flexed. So we want to have energy in both of our feet. We call this a pada bandha, and that means a foot lock. So my foot is really locked, and that helps me to balance. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, and find that breath. The breath moves in. The breath moves out. Find that point of focus. Really see a point of focus, and just put all your attention into it. Then lift up through the spine. Good, place it down. Bring your hands onto your hips. Feel both of your feet on the mat. And just breathe in. And breathe out. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into what we call Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So shift your weight onto that left leg. Bring your leg up as you did before. Bring your hands to prayer, press the palms together. This time the legs are going to extend back in line with your hips. Your body comes down, Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Now we don't want our knees to face the ground or to the side. Our knee doesn't want to say hello to the side. It wants to say hello to the ground. So make sure that your outer hip is rolling down and your inner thigh is rolling up to the sky. Squeeze the shoulder blades together at your back. Send the breastbone a little bit further forward. Flex the back heel to the back of the room. Send the crown of the head to the front of the room and find that balance. Use your breath to help you find the balance for 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the left leg. Bring the right leg down. Just drop your head. Take a nice big breath into your body and out of your body. Bend the legs flat back. Hands out to the side. Stand all the way up. And bring your hands together. Straight onto the other side. 4 corners of that right foot stamp into the ground. Shift onto the right leg. Pull the left leg up to the chest. Extend the left leg back. Bring the body down. Extend the left heel back. Find your Virabhadrasana 3. If it's not available to stretch the right leg, then you're going to go ahead and put a little softness in the front leg. Otherwise, stretch both of your legs. Make sure your extended knee is facing the ground. Flex through the back foot. Find your breath. The breath comes in. The breath comes out. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Bend the right leg forward, fold at the front. Nice big deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bend the legs, look forward, belly button in, stand all the way up. Hands together. You're going to step to the long edge of your mat. So step all the way to the long edge of the mat. Really, really wide toes. Then slightly pigeon your toes in. Bring your hands onto your hips. Bring your hands out. Then interlock your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest up. Drop your head down. One day the head will touch the ground. If it doesn't touch the ground today, it's okay. It doesn't have to touch the ground. If this is really unavailable, then do it with bent legs. Bend the legs, drop the head down. The hands want to go all the way overhead behind you. We've just got 3 breaths here. So just find that breath and send it through the body. Send the breath maybe into the backs of the legs, maybe into the shoulders. 1 more breath. Good. Release the hands to the ground. Inhale to halfway lift. Hands onto your hips. Pull your thigh muscles up, pull your belly button, and then come all the way up with a flat back standing. Step both feet back to the front of the mat. Bring your hands together. Breathe in. And breathe out. And again, just breathe in. And breathe out. We've got 2 more balancing postures. So stand onto the left leg. Find your point of focus. Shift onto the left leg. Your foot is going to come below the knee or above the knee. But try not to put it on the knee. So take your option, press the palms together. And find that point of focus. And find your balance. And notice it's okay when you fall. Falling is such an important part of our life and of our practice. Every time we fall, we learn. So don't be afraid to fall. Just notice your reaction when you do fall. And come back and find your balance again. Just 1 more breath here. Go ahead and put that foot down and go straight onto the other side. 4 corners of that foot pressed down, come onto the other side. Below the knee or above the knee, it's completely up to you. Press the palms together. Again, squeeze those hips together. Feel this beautiful coming together through the center of your body and up through the crown of the head. And just find this moment of stillness. This moment of coming together. Of breath moving in. And breath moving out. Good, put both feet down. Just got one more standing pose, call it dancer's pose. I'm just going to turn around, you guys stay where you are. Shift the weight onto the left leg. That right leg comes in, then it swings behind you. Take your thumb up behind you. Your big thumb comes onto your big toe. So my hand is grabbing my inside foot. Lift your left hand up by your ear, find your focus. You're going to kick this right foot back. So kick it back, bring your left arm down. Lift your chest, start to hinge from your hips, but keep kicking your right foot back. Look forward, find your point of focus. Kick the right foot back, bring your chest upwards for 3, 2, 1. Stand all the way up, bring the hands together, give it a little shake. Find your breath, just big deep breath in, big deep breath out. And one more breath, just center the breath through the body, find your balance. And we'll do it on the other side. The left hand, thumb goes to the back, shift onto your right foot, grab your big toe with your left hand, bring your right hand up, create space. Kick the left foot into the back, as if you were kicking the back wall away. Bring your hand down in line with your shoulder. Lift your chest up, kick the foot back, hinge from your hips, but keep your heart going up. Keep kicking the left foot back, but keep your heart going up. Kick, lift, kick and lift, kick and lift, kick and lift. Good, breathe. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, bend and fold. Let that head be really heavy. Come all the way onto your bottom. Extend the legs forward. Stretch the left leg forward. Bend the right leg in. Inhale, bring your hands up by your ears. Exhale, forward fold. If this is enough, just let this be enough. If you can go further, go further. Maybe you even have to bend your leg today. Just 3 breaths in a fold for 3. And 2. And 1. Lift up, hug the knee in, bring the opposite arm to knee up, twist and look behind you. Flex the front foot, just bringing your heart to the back and just creating a little bit of balance on your spine now. 3, 2, 1, look forward. Bring the other leg forward, other leg in. So it's just like that tree pose we did a minute ago when we're standing. Lift the hands up. Bring the hands down, either onto the ground, either grab your foot, maybe head goes down, maybe leg is bent. Just really remember and realize that your body is completely unique to you. So whatever you can do, the person next to you can't do. That's what makes you you. So find that balance to that truth. One more breath here. Pull up, draw the knee in, right hand comes up, comes around, lift up, twist. Flex the front foot, bring the heart to the back, look over your shoulder, look all the way forward. Bring your knees together, you're going to roll onto your back. Just give your knees a little hug, give yourself a little rock from side to side. Extend one leg down, extend the other leg down. Bring your shoulders away from your ears, bring your palms down, and we come into Shavasana. Shavasana is our final rest after our activity. So just allow the entire back of your body to soften into the ground. Just allow your heartbeat to slow down. Really feel the back of the head connecting to the ground and spread the skull into the mat. Notice where the shoulder blades are connecting to the ground and spread them. The arms. Notice where the pelvis is connecting to the ground, the butt flesh, and just let it relax. Notice if there's any gripping, just let that gripping go. Let the calves spread onto the ground, maybe even the sides of the feet and the heels. And just feel your body spreading and softening into the mat here. After that heat, after that challenge, after the balancing of standing, it's really important to bring in the yin, the cooling. Just like at the end of the day we have nighttime, at the end of our practice it's important to give us this moment of stillness.
Wherever your mind has drifted off to, just come back and just notice the breath. And just watch the breath rise and fall. A gentle coming and going of the inhale and the exhale. Then give your fingers a little wiggle and your toes. Maybe roll the ankles and the wrists. Stretch the arms up overhead. Lengthen the toes away from the fingers. Draw the knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little hug. I like to call it a hug of appreciation, hug of approval. Then just roll to the right side. Bring the left hand onto the ground. Press all the way up. Come into a seated position just to close our practice together. Cross the legs, bring the palms together in front of your heart in what we call Anjali Mudra. And then just close the eyes back down in towards yourself. Allow the tailbone to ground into the mat and the floor. And allow the crown of the head to lengthen up. And just finding a little bit of stillness and equanimity. Of balance in your breath and in your body and into the mind. Just feel that gentle coming and going of the breath once more. And just bow your chin towards yourself and just take a moment of thanks to your body for its efforts and for all it's accomplished. And just remember the devotion you made at the beginning of class and just take a moment of gratitude and of love to them. And maybe set a further intention for the rest of your day. Your chin up off your chest. We'll finish to the sound of all things. Breath in.